Okay, so let's unpack this. Imagine starting a service business. Maybe you're great at what you do, right?
Yeah.
Full of ambition, ready to solve problems. But for the first 6 months, despite working yourself ragged, you're barely breaking even.
Yeah.
You're kind of trapped in this constant cycle of juggling endless calls, driving all over town for estimates that, let's be honest, often don't pan out.
Right. Wasted trips.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just feeling completely overwhelmed by the sheer chaos of it all. It's a remarkably common story in the service industry, isn't it?
It really is. Very common.
Well, today we're diving deep into exactly how one entrepreneur took that exact chaotic struggle and, through a truly radical shift, like a total change in approach, transformed it into a multi-million-dollar venture. His game-changing secret, what we call productizing home services.
And our mission for this deep dive is to really dissect that transformation. We'll explore not just the common pitfalls, those traditional service models that keep so many business owners stuck, but more importantly, we'll uncover the precise, actionable strategies that allowed him to not just survive, but truly thrive.
Okay.
We're talking everything from crafting fixed-rate offers that customers actually love to implementing hyper-efficiency across his operations. This allowed him to make consistent daily income and build a lasting legacy. You'll discover how making the tangible, can fundamentally revolutionize any service you provide. 1. The unseen burdens of traditional service businesses.
So our journey starts with this entrepreneur's own beginnings. And it's a picture I think many can relate to. He's just 20 years old, cleaning carpets, got the truck-mounted unit in his van. But despite having the gear and the ambition, he described every job as a struggle. He had a terrible time coordinating jobs, he said.
Yeah, the logistics.
Right. And he admits, pretty candidly, he wasn't making money for the first 6 months. It sounds like he was caught in that trap so many service pros fall into.
And his experience, it perfectly illustrates what we see as the normal cycle of a traditional service business, but maybe from a less talked about angle. It's not just the list of tasks. It's like this hidden enemy, the unseen friction that just eats away at your profitability.
Yeah.
You've got marketing, then the flood of phone calls, then those time-consuming estimates, often unpaid.
Unpaid, key point.
Then scheduling, and only then do you get to the actual work. But it doesn't stop there. Post-job, you have invoicing, collections, bookkeeping, prepping equipment for the next day. What's really eye-opening here is that the physical job itself, the thing you're actually good at, often accounts for only about 18% of the total effort.
18%, wow.
Yeah, the remaining 82%, that's what we call idling,
Yeah.
or just the cumulative weight of all those unoptimized admin and prep tasks. It's an enormous drain.
That 82% statistic really hits home because that's where all the frustrations pile up, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's the wasted time driving back and forth, dealing with marketing headaches, filtering out telemarketers, email spam, struggling with CRM issues that just send generic stuff. Schedules get all scattered, 3 or 4 busy days, then 2 slow ones. But your expenses are fixed, so revenue is just wildly unpredictable.
Up and down.
I remember him mentioning a viral video, someone working incredibly hard, but still barely making money, and it just resonated. And let's not forget, the seasonal slump. Summers might be busy, sure, but winter often slows way down.
Right.
Yet the bottom line often stays kind of the same because more work, ironically, means more expenses. It's like being stuck on a treadmill that's always speeding up because you're not actually getting anywhere.
Precisely. And adding to that compounding burden is the rising customer acquisition costs, or CAC.
Oh yeah, CAC.
Not that long ago, a simple Yellow Pages ad was maybe all you needed. Phone would ring reliably.
Simpler times.
Yeah. Now you're looking at $90 just to get a customer. And it can even jump to $990 when you're forced to compete with the big platforms like Angie's or Thumbtack.
Right, they dominate search.
They've basically cornered the market, flooding search engines, getting all the job leads, and then what do? They sell them back to the service providers.
Yeah.
What's still the most powerful and, frankly, cost-effective approach, though, remains word of mouth. It's truly the queen category for getting ahead, yet so few really prioritize cultivating it strategically.
That's a great point, too. The genesis of productized service, a game-changing strategy. Okay, so here's where it gets truly fascinating. Faced with these relentless struggles, our entrepreneur realized he needed to do something radically different. And he did. He made this really daring move. He started offering a whole house for $100, later settled at $99, regardless of the size.
Wow, regardless of size.
Regardless of size. He told us this one thing changed his life. He went from barely breaking even to getting 3 or 4 jobs a day.
Just like that.
At just 20 years old, he was making $4,500 a day sometimes. And by 25, he was consistently targeting $1,000 a day. That's an astonishing transformation. But it also sounds incredibly risky. How did he account for variables? I mean, were there jobs where he just flat out lost money?
That's a great question, and it gets right to the core of productizing a service. He realized that, yeah, maybe some jobs might be less profitable at that flat rate, but the sheer volume and the predictability of his new model more than made up for it.
Volume and predictability.
Exactly. Think about a physical product for a sec. It's tangible, right?
That-
Clear benefits, call to action, fixed price, terms and conditions right there on the label. You know exactly what you're getting.
Sure, like buying a toaster.
Pretty much. Now, contrast that with a traditional service. It's intangible, often has unforeseen issues pop up, unknown results sometimes, and that dreaded variable price. Productizing means taking that intangible variable thing and transforming it into something with the clarity, the predictability, and the fixed pricing of a physical product. That risk he took, it was really an investment in efficiency and trust, which paid off, exponentially.
So he basically took something kind of nebulous and made it concrete, solid. But it really begs the question, why wasn't this done before, or at least more widely, especially in home services? It seems so obvious now looking back.
Yeah.
Yet it was a radical shift for him. What were the biggest historical barriers, you think, that stopped this from becoming common practice sooner?
Well, historically, predicting all those variables for a service was just a huge hurdle precisely because it was so intangible.
Right, too many unknowns.
Yeah, it was incredibly hard to define every single outcome or potential issue in a way that allowed for a truly fixed upfront price. You just couldn't quantify it easily. But what's truly fascinating now is how modern advancements, specifically things like AI technology, and just the sheer availability of enough data, are making it possible to bridge that gap.
The data piece.
Exactly. With AI, businesses can analyze massive data sets of past jobs factors like, average time for a faucet replacement in different house types, or the likelihood of needing extra piping for this kind of job. This predictive power lets businesses calculate fixed prices with incredible accuracy, turning what was once intangible into a quantifiable, sellable product, much like our entrepreneur did, sort of intuitively back then.
So AI can help figure out the right fixed price now.
Yeah, and even personalize offers based on customer demographics or optimize routes in real time, drastically cutting down on that 82% idling time we talked about earlier. It's a game changer. 3, crafting the irresistible offer. Key elements.
Okay, that makes the shift much clearer. So if you're listening and thinking about making this powerful shift yourself, what are the essential ingredients? What goes into crafting an irresistible productized offer? Our expert identifies 3 core pillars. First, it needs to be a clear, customer-centric offer at an affordable price. It has to be something your customer wants, and crucially, at a price they can afford. Can you give us a really concrete example of that, something that clicked for a service provider?
Absolutely. Think about cleaning companies, especially during the pandemic. Instead of just general cleaning, many pivoted. They started offering EPA-approved ULV fog for antimicrobial treatment.
ULV fogging.
Yeah, ULV, ultra-low volume fogging. It uses this really fine mist for broad, efficient coverage. Super quick to apply. It was perfectly suited for a standardized, fixed-price, productized offer. That was a very easy job, often earning $300 in less than an hour, because it hit a very specific, urgent customer pain point right then.
Gotcha. So clear, affordable, solves a real problem. What else is crucial?
Second, your offer needs a strong value proposition. It has to explain directly what is the value the customer is getting, like what specific problem are you solving? How will their life be tangibly better after you leave?
Makes sense.
And third, you need streamlining and visibility. You have to list these offers everywhere, on Google, your website, and specialized platforms. For instance, on platforms like Boots and Ladders, which is basically a marketplace connecting service providers directly with these predefined productized job listings. You see people like Jeremy. This guy engineered his entire service portfolio for consistent $1,000 a day earnings.
Wow.
How? By listing specific fixed-price services like remove and replace kitchen faucet for $150, water heater install labor only for $500, or garbage disposal replacement for $200. He did his homework right. He identified what's most in demand. People often buy 2 fixtures, not just one. Garbage disposals tend to break every 10 years or so. They're recurring, predictable needs.
So you found the sweet spots.
Exactly. This insight lets you create offers that perfectly match what customers are already looking for.
And it's not enough just to list the price, is it? You mentioned needing a detailed offer description, almost like a product label on a box.
Spot on. Yeah.
What specifically should that include? And how does that transparency build trust?
Great point. That detailed description, it should cover exactly what's included and just as importantly, what's not included.
The not included part is key.
Absolutely. How to book, maybe show some social proof with reviews, even due diligence documents if it's relevant, like insurance or licenses. For that water heater example, it's explicitly stated. The customer supplies the heater, maybe they grab it from Home Depot or order on Amazon. The service provider only handles the installation. This saves the provider from the hassle, the logistics of getting the heater, transporting it. They can just focus on their core skill, that the install, this level of clarity. It just wipes out ambiguity and builds immediate trust. And what's also fascinating here is the need to keep these offers fresh, keep them updated, always reflecting current customer pain points. For instance, that whole house carpet cleaning special he started with might be outdated now. A lot of homes have area rugs downstairs, carpet only upstairs.
Okay.
So an offer like whole upstairs carpet cleaning special is probably more relevant today. Adapting is key. There's even the concept of AI-generated offers coming soon, apparently, in our speakers app to help you craft these perfectly, staying ahead of what people need.
That idea of a perfectly crafted fixed offer really does sound like you would give customers huge peace of mind. But, beyond just the price, what else is crucial for making it irresistible, especially if a job suddenly gets more complicated than expected?
That's a really good point. That fixed, fair price, it absolutely builds trust, kills those hidden cost fears. And while the 80-20% rule suggests that, 80% of jobs probably work out perfectly within that fixed rate,
Right.
what truly sells it and what helps smooth over that other 20% that might need a bit more work is often the human element that show interest factor. Smiling faces, genuine eagerness to do the job, clear communication, just like you see on the best review sites.
The personal touch.
Exactly. For those occasional 20% jobs that are tougher, the strategy is often just to absorb that marginal extra cost. The predictable flow and the customer loyalty from the other 80% more than compensates. It's really a long-term play. 4. The science of pricing, beyond just labor.
Okay, so what does this all mean for pricing then? How do you actually set these fixed rates so they're appealing to customers, but also genuinely profitable for the business? Our sources talk about two main approaches. Value-based pricing, thinking about what the service is worth to the customer, like that emergency weekend service maybe being worth $1,000 to someone desperate.
Right, the perceived value.
Versus cost-plus pricing. Can you break down how that cost-plus method actually works for setting a fixed service price?
Absolutely. And most insurance companies, they use this cost-plus method. They meticulously break down every single expense. Let's use that hypothetical water heater replacement again.
Go.
First, you have materials, maybe $12 for little things, piping, brass fittings, whatever. Then labor, if it takes 2 hours at, say, 48 hour, that's $96. You also need to account for waste. Maybe you bought a 4-foot pipe but only needed 2 feet. That leftover bit still cost you money.
True.
Then, crucially, there's cleanup and debris removal, what he calls the thrilling factor. You charge for leaving the place spotless. That adds immense perceived value.
People love that.
They really do. Then comes overhead. This is the one so often left out by service providers, especially smaller ones. This covers your insurance, warranties, tire wear on the truck, liability, and critically, a fund for buying new tools, new equipment, maybe even a new truck every 5-6 years. You must have that fund to stay in business long term.
That makes sense. Planning for the future.
Absolutely. And finally, an essential line item. Profit. You're in business to grow and thrive, right? Profit is necessary for that growth, not just to cover your labor costs. So many entrepreneurs fail because they don't bake in that overhead and profit properly.
So by really digging in and accounting for all these real costs, including the often forgotten overhead and that necessary profit, and then having a fixed price, you achieve several critical things. You skip that time-consuming, costly estimate trip that eats into that 82% idling time.
Big time saver.
And maybe more importantly, you build incredible customer trust because they know exactly what they're paying up front.
Yeah.
It eliminates that deep-seated fear we all have of the price suddenly doubling once the work is done. It's about building a sustainable model that works for everyone.
Exactly. Win-win. 5, mastering efficiency and strategic specialization.
Okay, so once you have your perfectly productized offers, the pricing nailed down, the next big step is mastering efficiency. And this isn't just about, working faster. It's a strategic approach to streamlining the entire process, cutting unnecessary steps, reducing waste, optimizing workflow, the ultimate goal, getting those back-to-back quality cookie-cutter jobs. It sounds like creating a really repeatable, almost assembly line-like process, but for services.
Exactly. And there are very practical yet strategic ways to actually achieve this. First, scheduling control. Don't let the customer dictate your entire day.
Good luck with that sometimes.
Yeah. But instead, offer specific blocks like, okay, I have AM on Monday or PM on Tuesday available, which works better for you. You give them choices within your efficient framework. You can even share your trip progress via text to manage expectations and save phone calls. Second, communication. Use one-way text messages with all the essential details. Who's coming, where they're going, what the job is, when they'll arrive, maybe even attach an image. And always end with a clear call to action, like, click this link to book my service now. Cuts down on endless back and forth calls.
Definitely.
Third, efficient routing. This is huge. Avoid left turns whenever possible. Seriously, studies show they take 8 times as long and lead to more accidents, which bumps up your insurance costs.
Wow, 8 times.
Yeah. Plan your schedule to work in the same area, maybe even dedicate one zip code each day, like Monday and Wednesday in this part of town, Tuesday and Thursday over there. Keep Fridays open for emergencies or those big last-minute, often high-profit calls. And use inside roads or back roads to avoid main traffic jams, especially in busy or touristy areas. Shave off minutes everywhere.
Little things add up.
They really do. Fourth, prompt payment. Invoice right away, like as soon as the job is done. Send constant reminders. Don't wait 90 days. Chances are you're not going to get it. Cash flow is king, queen, everything.
So true.
Finally, preparation. At the end of each day, tweak your tools, restock your van, prepare everything for the next day's jobs. Avoid those awful time-wasting trips back to the supply house because you forgot one fitting or ran out of something.
Been there. Okay, so you get efficient. Then, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Strategic specialization.
Yes.
Once you've got efficiency dialed in, you can truly focus your efforts.
Yeah.
Concentrate on what makes the most money and, just as critically, what you're genuinely best at. You don't need to do everything for everyone.
Absolutely not. It's about becoming the undeniable expert, the go-to person for one or two key productized services.
How does that play out?
This is where you see incredible success stories. He really emphasized the power of hyper-focused branding and smart positioning. Imagine carving out such a clear niche that you become the absolute authority, maybe through a super targeted domain name like, I don't know, waterheaterwoman.com.
I like it.
Right. Or by strategically partnering with retailers. Picture this. Standing in the plumbing aisle in Lowe's or Home Depot, wearing your plumber shirt. You'll get hired on the spot because people are right there, frustrated, looking for an installer now. He gave the example of a water heater replacement specialist, maybe in California or Georgia. They charge $8,850. That includes the heater for standard 50-gallon water heaters. Those are usually found in the same locations in a house, making the job very predictable.
Predictable location too.
Exactly. By focusing only on this one specific high-demand productized service, they're not just getting jobs, they're dominating a very profitable niche.
And don't forget the power of bundling services too, right? Instead of just one-off jobs, offer maybe a better-than-insurance bundle for home maintenance.
Yeah, good point.
Combining common small tasks like replacing tricky light bulbs, toilet flappers that always seem to leak, or those washing machine hoses that people worry about bursting. These fixed-rate packages solve multiple little pain points for a predictable price, bumping up the average ticket size and building customer loyalty.
Smart way to increase value, definitely. 6. The power of growth and unbeatable word-of-mouth marketing.
Now, all this strategy, the productizing, the efficiency, the specialization, it all feeds into a crucial truth for any business. If you're not growing, you're actually falling behind.
Sad but true.
Inflation is just relentless, right? Our sources tell us insurance went up 22% last year alone. Rent went up 5%. You have to constantly update your prices and offers just to keep pace, or you're essentially shrinking year over year.
And the most powerful engine for that kind of sustainable growth is the compounding effect of repeat business.
The magic of compounding.
Totally. One thrilled customer over 5 years can easily lead to 10 others through genuine referrals. Word spreads. So you're not just looking for more customers, but also aiming to increase the average ticket price over time, just like our entrepreneur did. That whole house carpet cleaning that was $100, 27 years ago. Now it's about $310 for the same core service, reflecting increased value, increased cost, everything.
You essentially become a walking billboard for your own business. Always wear your company shirts. Don't be afraid to subtly cross-sell other relevant services like maybe air duct cleaning or that ULV fogging when you're already in a customer's home and have built some trust. Remember the phrase, Customers hate to be sold, but they absolutely love to buy. Make it easy for them to see additional value you can provide without being pushy.
Right. And this brings us to what might be the ultimate marketing strategy: thrilling the customer.
Thrilling them.
Yeah. What happens when one of those fixed price jobs, maybe part of that 20%, turns out to be significantly more work than you expected?
Yeah, what do you do?
You honor that price. You do it for this customer with no expectation of getting more money for it right then.
Yeah.
That act of generosity, that moment where you go above and beyond even when it costs you a bit, that becomes incredible free marketing. And honestly, it's better than all the TikTok or social media ads you could buy for a local service business.
Because it's tell everyone.
Exactly. He gives this powerful example of cleaning these massive houses in really high-end areas, like the exclusive Figure 8 community near him, for just $100 back in the day. Now, it sounds like he lost money on those specific jobs, right? But it led to such powerful, high-value referrals because those customers couldn't believe the value they received. They trusted him implicitly after that.
And underpinning all of this, the true bedrock of that powerful word of mouth has to be integrity.
Absolutely fundamental.
Be honest and truthful, not just, superficially nice. It's a very noble investment, he called it. And it generates an incredible return on trust over the long haul.
So the philosophy isn't just about working smart. It's really about work hard and smart. Hard work combined with these smart, productized strategies will always outperform just trying to be clever without putting in the necessary effort. Opportunities are there for those who are hard workers and prepare for them.
And the results, as he shared, they can be truly life-changing. Our speaker secured 50 apartment complexes out of 53 in his town. How? By simply offering free cleanings initially to keep his guys busy and just demonstrate the value he could bring.
Bold move. Paid off.
Big time. He also served the county schools for 25 years by proactively giving them classroom measurements, something they needed, but was a hassle for them. He made their lives easier and built an indispensable relationship.
Current relationship building.
His final count: over 15,000 jobs done at a fixed rate. And the outcome? That allowed him to put 3 kids through colleges, entirely from the profits of this productized service business. That's a profound legacy right there.
It really is. So by meticulously productizing your service, you essentially transform that chaos into clarity. You build unparalleled trust with fixed pricing. You optimize every aspect for efficiency. And you cultivate that powerful word-of-mouth growth that just compounds over time. It's about leveraging both smart strategies and good old-fashioned hard work to achieve consistent, predictable, and ultimately deeply rewarding success.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Think about a task, maybe a service in your own work, or heck, even in your personal life, that currently feels chaotic, unpredictable, maybe just overwhelming. Perhaps it's something you repeatedly do for clients, or even a recurring chore around your own home. How could you apply the principles we've talked about today, of productization, of fixed pricing, of hyper-efficiency, to transform it? How could you turn it into a clear, valuable, and consistent offering? What hidden pain point could you solve, for yourself or for others, by taking something intangible and making it truly tangible, predictable, and maybe even